Wheel of Genre. All right, we are back and we are going to give you a preview of our next 4 historical fiction novels.
Ooh.
Now, it's been a little bit of time since we've read historical fiction together. Actually, it feels quite recent, but Bob, what are you looking forward to most in terms of returning to this genre?
I really loved when we did historical fiction in the past. We only recorded it before. We've never done video for it. So I'm excited to finally talk about this on YouTube and think about some authors that we're returning to. I'm really excited to come back to Graham Greene and Umberto Eco. What are you excited for, Zach?
I think for me, I'm really excited to try to get to the bottom of what exactly makes historical fiction. Is it just a novel that happens to be set in the past, or are there any markers that we can really point to separate, I guess, like the actual genre conventions of historical fiction? So maybe while we try to figure that out for ourselves, not every novel we read will end up making that cut. But I think that I'm really excited for the journey.
We got to be vicious. Let's cut some books. Zach, what's our first book we're going to read for this run?
This time, first up, we got Kazuo Ishiguro's Remains of the Day. Now, I don't know a lot about this book. I don't know a lot about this author, other than the fact that this person has been recommended to me many times as a science fiction author. This book, as best as I can tell, is not science fiction. It is set leading up to World War II and during World War II and after World War II. It's kind of in a hazy time frame around World War II from the eyes, not of a general, not of a captain, not of a prime minister, but of a butler.
Oh.
Yeah.
Getting into the shoes of a butler. I'm excited for it. I want to see if it's similar to Upstairs, Downstairs or Downton Abbey, Zach.
2 TV shows I have never actually watched. I am clearly I've never had a BritBox subscription in my life, but maybe this is the book that will finally teeter me over the edge into getting really into like British, lordly culture.
Ooh, teeter you into the box. After that, we're going to read Power and the Glory by Graham Greene. And Zach, I'm really excited for this because this is our 3rd Graham Greene book. We've read Our Man in Havana, and we just read, was it 2 months ago, The End of the Affair. Now, I know The End of the Affair and Power and the Glory are both in what is called his Catholic series. I'm excited to see, I guess, what connections are with this book and Endo when we read Silence, Shusaku Endo's Silence, because I know he was inspired by Graham Greene. Other than that, that's pretty much all I know about this book.
I'm convinced that Graham Greene as an author can do no wrong. I mean, The Quiet American we read as an espionage fiction novel.
Too? That's true.
Oh, did we forget that? Have we read
I
3
forgot
Graham
that,
Greene?
yeah.
Yeah,
so this will be our 4th.
Both Quiet American and Our Man in Havana were read as espionage fiction novels, and I loved them. But I loved The End of the Affair even more, which we read as a romance book, even if it was, frankly, anything but a romance. So I have no idea what The Power and the Glory is going to be like. I just know that it is set in Mexico, 1930s, at a time when the new power, the red shirts, is prosecuting and killing Catholic priests. So hope it's good. And our 3rd book is going to be Abir Mukherjee's A Rising Man. We are going all the way to India, Bob. This is a book about a Scotland Yard detective that goes to British-controlled India to help solve a murder that has political implications. Now, when you hear a Scotland Yard detective, what comes to your mind?
Oh, Sherlock Holmes getting on a plane. Or his old buddies from Scotland Yard, not necessarily him. But I'm thinking kind of a old, not traditional, but the epitome of detectives. I'm thinking classic detective, big mustache, and a magnifying glass. And tartan.
God,
getting on a plane.
I can only hope. I'm worried we're going to be sorely disappointed, but I'm sure the book will be great, even if he doesn't have, iconic catchphrases like, my dear Watson.
My dear Watson. You know, Zach, I am really excited for that book because we're going back to Calcutta, and we read Song of Kali by Dan Simmons before, and the depiction of Calcutta was so negative, and it was a hard place to live. It was a tough place. I'm interested to see what it's like for the detective and all of the mystery going on in A Rising Man.
Well, considering that the book is about a murder, I can't say we're going to be off to a very great start. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
See, high hopes. After that, we're returning back to Umberto Eco, and this is probably the one I'm most excited for because when we read Name of the Rose, I thought that was incredible. That was a strange book. It's historical fiction, but it was also kind of fantastical. There were elements in that could not have existed, but they were depicted in a way that was very realistic and very fun. I know Baudolino, the main character, is kind of a roguish character, and he's going off on a journey or an adventure or a pilgrimage to find Prester John. That is the extent of my knowledge, Zach.
Yeah, and I guess we're folding this into historical fiction. I mean, it's always hard with Umberto Eco because I think first and foremost, he's probably a literary fiction writer, but The Name of the Rose was written explicitly really in homage to Sherlock Holmes. I mean, you have a priest detective solving a murder, using his noggin to follow the clues. There are lines and paragraphs from that book which are pulled directly from Arthur Conan Doyle's A Study in Scarlet. And I think you and I have previously read an essay that Umberto Eco wrote about the novels of Ian Fleming, the kind of the poetics there. So he's known as kind of like a literary writer, but he is steeped in genre fiction. And I think that because this book that we're going to read, Baudolino, is set during the sack of Constantinople, I don't know. Are we cheating by putting this in, or are we just,
Come on, how more historical can you get, Zach?
I know. Oh. I know. The legendary kingdom of Prester John. I mean, well, if you are watching along with us and you are interested in historical fiction or any of these authors in general, I absolutely encourage you to read along with us. We are going to have an absolute blast. Lately, we've been having more and more fun interacting with you guys in the comments as you guys are reading along with us and being able to hear different ideas and different perspectives than what we really came to during our conversation. And I personally want more of that.
We're lonely.
Yeah. Oh God, we're so alone. All right. Well, I think we better get back to reading. I'll talk to you later, Bob.
Talk to you later, Zach.